Woo! Check this out. We got a shirt say bad. Yes, 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 yes. We got a hat that say bad too. Bad to the bone. Mm-hmm. And it comes in white. What the book is? This same thing? Bam. Bad store. Oh shit. Bad stores. What's going on now? I don't know what these bad stores are. Let me get the publishing. www.badthoughtspublishing.com. Bad thoughts. God damn. I don't know if I want to sign up to a bad thought. Whatever your ideal is, sign up. Yes, yes. Hey, how you doing?
Chief here, and I have another thought. Today, I was thinking about cognitive therapy. For the cognitive dissonance that is currently plaguing the society. It probably always has. I'm pretty sure it always has, especially considering how these two political parties who've dominated this country for a long, long time, especially how they behaved, both political actors are both filled with political actors, acting as if they have any principles or that they're two different parties. I'm not sure if that's the case, you know, because like right now what's going on in this country, I think silence equals assent for a lot of the red side of the aisle, a lot of the conservatives. I don't see enough of them speaking up about you know, these mandates and all this unconstitutional shit that's going around, and they're supposed to be the party of the Constitution, supposedly. We already know what the blue side is doing. They're on some straight up authoritarianism, and their followers are following in line just like Hitler's SS and all the people who you know, followed any of these these fucking dictators, not great, but any of these fucking dictators and genocidal maniacs throughout all of history. We now see how they end up getting this big following, and there's going to be a day, I'm probably not going to be alive to see it, maybe, hopefully I am, well, you're going to see a lot of people say, man, I was just following orders, watch. I was scared out of my mind like a clown. That's what you're going to start hearing pretty soon, because they had cognitive dissonance. They did not look at their actions. They did not look at the actions of the people who are ordering them to do stuff, and they just completely ignored it for their rhetoric. They ignore their behavior just for a thought process. And this is going to be all over the place, but it's also a part of this moralization, and that's why the blue side of the aisle, the so-called liberals, they use that moralization. So that if they're if they're moral, that means that the other side is immoral. So everything that the blue side does, no matter what it is, they can fucking execute everybody in the middle of the street, which they probably will be doing soon, if they're not doing it slowly already with this medicine, which they are. But it's just but everyone on their side of the aisle, or anybody who identifies with them, is going to see it all as correct because they're the ones who are supposed to be moral. And the other side has been demonized to the point of being inhuman and worthy of being slaughtered based upon cognitive dissonance, because no one's even actually looking at the actions of the people who they're supporting. Like, for example, like, I can't help but just to bring this up all the time. Why do people think these people can fix anything? They can't even just look around their neighborhoods and be like, that's broken, that's broken, that's broken. There's a piece of shit, human shit right there. There's a fucking homeless guy over there. There's a fucking, the food in that market sucks. Oh, the fucking traffic is terrible. Oh, the wages haven't gone up, but the fucking corporations are getting bigger and bigger. Oh, all these fucking problems all over. There's a pothole in the road that they can't even fucking fix. But they can get billions and billions and trillions of dollars for this program, for medicine, that obviously does not work. Like, pretty soon you're going to see that even when all the people who chose not to take the medicine are ostracized from society, and are not even allowed to be around people who took the medicine, they still would blame the people who did not take the medicine, even though they're trapped inside their houses. They're trapped inside their homes, relegated to home life, you know, which is probably not necessarily a bad thing. And they're still going to blame them. And then the people who have this cognitive dissonance are still going to be like, it's their fault. We have to get 1,000% compliance. 1,000%. They need every single person in this society to get it. And they're not even talking about like, oh, there's different variants. Does this medicine even work for the variants that they're saying? So they just made it one vaccine for the very first variant, and now it doesn't work, and it's supposed to work for all of them? Like, this is, like, people are either scared out of their minds, retarded as fuck, or both. And I think they're retarded as fuck. And I'm sorry, like, I'm trying my best not to cuss, but that's how I get my feelings across, and how actually I think people are behaving. They're behaving stupid as fuck. They're absolutely have turned off their minds because they think that they're being the moral person, because they're siding with people who have only proven to not be immoral but amoral, which is even worse than being immoral. Amoral means like you just don't give two fucks, you know what I'm saying? Like, there is no, you know, I'd rather deal with an immoral person because at least you know exactly where they stand. An amoral person, they will fucking trick you into believing that they're moral when they're really actually a sociopathic scumbag. And I think that's what we're being shown and unerringly at this point, you know. And it's like, and I know I always say that I'm just a cynical person, but I think that I also like to look at people's actions. And what they're showing right now is just like, they're on the precipice of just pure genocidal maniac shit if they're not already there, because I don't have all the facts, and they're not purposely not letting us see all the facts and giving it to us. We get to go to these different outlets and try to find them for ourselves, but if we even relay that to people, they think we're just some conspiratorial moron instead of being somebody who's trying to figure out for ourselves, because we don't for some reason believe the moral people, the people who have told us that they're moral. It's only cognitive dissonance. They're trying to say like, oh, if I behave in a certain way, I can get back to my life as normal. And they don't understand that life will never ever be normal again. And this is another video I'm gonna do. I'm probably gonna do that one later. It's like, hey, this is what they do. This is what they do. You cannot give these people that much power. You cannot. Even the founders, the founders of this country, hey, they're like, hey, we can't give us that much power. We can't give us that much power. And they're all suspected white supremacists. Some of them admitted white supremacists. They even knew you can't give white folks all this goddamn power. Because I already knew that they were going to fucking, they can't help but be genocidal maniacs when it comes to that. Black folks already know that, because if you even go into the details of slavery and what was really happening, it's fucking atrocious. And these white folks will never even actually want to ever face what was actually going on during slavery. Ever. The dominion they had over the black body is what the dominion they're going to act on a whole world. That's why one day I am going to do an essay about the greatest victims of white supremacy, because even if you believe their narrative of the Dark Ages, which I don't, I think they're liars, they don't know shit. They're the ones causing all the plagues in the Middle Ages and shit, because they were hairy, uneducated, nasty bastards who didn't wash and were incest and all this shit. They were doing all type of gross, nasty shit that they had to purposely erase from history. They never ever try to bring up all those inquisitions that happened over Europe, where they were burning books and burning paintings and burning art and burning every goddamn thing, because they probably loved, they were pyromaniacs. They probably just finally brought the fire from the caves, where they finally were able to use a fucking match and fucking started burning everything they could. But but even if you believe their narrative about them being serfs and Slavs and all that shit, who did they say who their landlords were? They were always treated like shit by their so-called elite. And they still to this day do not ever understand that, hey, this person will betray you, and skin color absolutely does not matter at all. But they know that they're liars, since they're just categorically liars and they can't help but lie. It's in their DNA, because when they travel the world and didn't see another white face in sight, they fucking, you know, just realized they had to start lying. They took out their crayons and started fucking marking up the Egyptian shit. They destroyed all the statues in Greece, and like, oh man, oh, even though I know Alexander the Macedonian made sure that he tried to breed out the Greek people, just like Portugal and Spain did when on their colonies, tried to breed them out. You know, but these people were this, even though, oh, the Arabs were here, oh, it was the Arabs, but who the Arabs are? What does even Arab mean? Oh, mingled people, oh, who are they mingled with? Oh, I don't know, they were always here though. Oh, shut the fuck. That's cognitive dissonance on their part. They'll never ever be able to accept that they're the cave dwellers, that they're the wild men who had lice in their beards and on their backs and their hairs and were causing hella plagues and shit all over the place because they're nasty as fuck. But that's another video for another day. But these are just, I told you this was going to be all over the place, but those were just trying to outline cognitive dissonance that people have. That they refuse to face the facts and face history. I've had to face the facts of who I am my whole goddamn life. And that's what my therapist says. And my psychologist are like, hey, you're too hard on yourself sometimes. So guess what? I'm hard on everybody. All you motherfuckers need to look in the goddamn mirror. Oh, man. But, hey, this is going to lead to some crazy ass shit. And, hey, I want this shit on record. They're going to delete all this shit, though, that I've said on YouTube and any of these outlets, though. Because they know that I'm onto something, because I do have, I'm very intuitive. You know, and I can deduce things very, very well. You know, I can't help it, you know. I'm not some sage or some like oracle or something, but I just know that, and I don't even have to be. I don't even have to be, because this is what they do. This is what they do. It's like they're the ones who, like, if white folks are these great civilizations and they built all these civilizations, which they didn't. They did not build Assyria. They did not build ancient Kemet. They did not build any of the civilizations in India or China. They didn't build nothing. The only civilization they built were just now. From 1492 until now, those are the greatest, or Hellenistic Greece. I'll say Hellenistic Greece. But Greece was already a great civilization before them. Rome was them too. Julius Caesar, Augustus Caesar and them. But the Holy Roman Empire was mostly black folks. You know, so I'm not trying to get no historical arguments. I'm just saying, man, a lot of these people need to shut the fuck up, and we need to all get on the same accord and just understand what's going on, that you cannot give elite people this much power. And then a lot of these suspected white supremacists and a lot of these people are going to be the ones who hold us back, because they're going to still use their skin color as a shield and think that they're on the same side of these motherfuckers. When even though they're on the narrative history, they see that they've been probably the biggest victims of it. And they still are now, because through their whole rhetoric, they're the ones whose populations are declining all over the globe. And that's why they had to search the globe looking for people who look like them. And they didn't find a goddamn thing. I even hear them like, I was listening to something today and he was like, oh, well, if you look at it, where you are in the sun, that means your skin color, dude. I was like, man, all you have to do is say, oh, what about Alaskan Eskimos? Shut the fuck up, you don't know shit. They believe evolutionary theory when they want to believe it. When they want to. These people are just pure liars, you know. I mean, this is a whole bunch of different videos, but it's cognitive dissonance in them as well. They can't even see the behavior of their elites. Because, you know, they're from their stock. And lying is probably in their blood. But they also infested a lot of you goofy motherfuckers in this country who are allowing this bullshit to go down and letting us be victimized, even though we set up so much. Like, that's the one thing about the Founding Fathers too. You can't paint everyone with a broad brush, and even though I'm saying being pretty declarative about them, but to say that our founding documents aren't like fantastic and a marvel in human history would absolutely be me lying. And the fact that we are letting them shits go by the wayside for this scamdemic, this problem that has not proven to be as bad as they're saying. They're the ones creating all the problems. They're creating the problems and they're creating the problems and attempting to fix them, and every single attempt that they try to fix them, they make it worse. That's the Hegelian dialectic, like in a nutshell, you know. That's why these motherfuckers love Hegel, they love Marx, they love all these people who give them their thought processes and their fucking ideologies and their philosophies, because those dudes were smart and they understood that people would glom onto them, the majority of people, even though those thought processes are pretty insidious. I don't know, man. I'm always all over the place, but I don't give a fuck, man. Like, just please recognize your own behavior And then recognize the behavior of the people who you're electing into office and the people who you're taking your advice from. Because if they're not behaving like as they say, they're liars, and you're just trying to look for a way to absolve their lies based upon their moralization. That's my thought of the day. Chief again, and I would like to thank you for listening to my inane pontificating. Please like and subscribe to Bad Thoughts Publishing Company on YouTube. Thank you so much.